Welcome to WTZO, Channel 13 News at 6. I'm Jerry Watson.
And I'm Ronaldo Hernandez. In sports tonight, the Chicago Bears got sent back to their den with another loss on the about 21-14 to the Minnesota Vikings.
And the Green Bay Packers come away with a 27-20 victory over the Detroit Lions to secure their first place spot in the NFC.
Yeah, 1 second. Breaking news just in on the Tim Durham case, who was previously convicted of rape and has now been found innocent under DNA.
Tim Durham was convicted in January of 1992 of rape of an 11-year-old girl named Molly.
There's not much scientific evidence to convict Durham, but he has 11 witnesses to his alibi.
On the day of the rape, Tim states that he was at a skeet shooting competition with family and family friends. And even with this rock-solid alibi, he was still convicted.
Now with more on the Durham false conviction case, we go to Rico Chavez at the courthouse.
Thank you, Ronaldo. I'm Rico Chavez from WTZO, reporting live from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Tim Durham has been released after 5 years in prison on a false conviction of rape. His false conviction was from hair comparison and a false statement made by the 11-year-old girl. Even though being 300 miles away at the skeet shooting competition, it makes you wonder how this case was investigated. And now for a live interview with Tim Durham himself.
You would think that after being falsely accused, Tim Durham would be an angry man full of bitterness and hate. Surprisingly, though, he has quite a positive attitude towards the situation and is just thankful to be freed of the awful prison system. I was able to interview Durham earlier today. Check it out. What exactly happened on the morning you were arrested?
Well, that's a mighty fine question there, Sarah. So on the day of my incarceration, I was sitting in my trailer park home with my dog named Fido. Then he began to start barking. He usually don't do that very often. So I went and answered the door. Next thing I know, it was my local police pounding on it. I answered the door and they told me to put my hands behind my back. The next thing I know, they were rambling on about some kind of rights that I had or something like that. I want to say it was probably Miranda or something, but the only Miranda I know was some girl that I got with. Other than that, I went to the local courthouse. Then I had my trial there. Then they got 2 of these pretty strands that I got on my head. Said they examined them. They look like, well, they're going to look like the 2 red hairs. Red hair going to look like. Other than that, they then sent me to prison for no gosh darn reason.
I can imagine you went straight to jail, but can you please explain to us what your experience in prison was like?
Well, as soon as I arrived at the prison, they gave me my jumpsuit, which was nice, pretty orange, matched my hair, so that was real nice. Then I got my cellmate, and I was walking down there. Then all these guys were putting their hands through the bars, talking about some kind of fresh fish. I didn't know you could go fishing in prison. But they were saying that all the time to me. Didn't quite understand that. So then after that, what did I do? I went to the outdoor rec time. Said we get rec time, so I went out there, minding my own business, and these brethrens came up to me, asking me if I wanted to play the good old b-ball with them. So I did, try to make some friends in there. Then I didn't end up being too good, so they gave me a good old whooping. Then after that, it's just your average day in prison, I guess, if you know what I'm talking about. You sit in your cell, you got no privacy, and you just kind of eat when you're told to eat, and you sleep when you can. You just sit there.
Traumatizing experience. I'm so sorry you had to go through that. But can you tell us what life was like after you were released? Did people in the community treat you any differently, or perhaps your family members?
Well, Sarah, that's kind of a moronic question because I just got out a few hours ago. Then y'all news people came up on my case right away and started asking me all these funny questions like you are now. But I would assume once I get back home, people will judge me in some way. I mean, I already got these glorious red locks on my head. For some reason people don't like that, make fun of me all the time. But now with this all going on, probably get a little bit worse, but no, nothing that I can't handle.
I'm terribly sorry for the misunderstanding, Mr. Durham, but I just have one last question for you. Knowing that the American correction system is responsible for sending over 2,000 innocent people to jails and prisons every year, what do you think about our correction system? Is there anything that you could suggest that we should change?
Well, there is only one answer to that question. The answer is, do your dang jobs! You're sending thousands of innocent people like myself to jails, prisons, and whatnot. You ain't even do nothing. So just do your jobs, that's all I'm asking. Take a little bit more time looking at hair properly. Don't just look at it. Do some testing, whatever you do in the last things.
It's a joyful day for Tim Durham and his family, but a sad day for society because the realization of false convictions is evident. I'm Rico Chavez reporting live from the courthouse. Now back to the studio.
Thank you, Rico.
Now to a DNA analysis expert, Professor Lopez at the University of New Mexico for more on the story.
Buenas tardes a todos. Yo soy la licenciada Laura López y me encuentro aquí en la Universidad de Nuevo México en el Departamento de Ciencias Forensicas. Yo soy experta en analizar evidencias tal como la señora Carol Cox, que fue solicitada para el caso del señor Durham. El ADN del cabello ya tiene bastante tiempo en existencia y cuando se examina con mucho cuidado es bastante usable. El problema que ocurre con comparaciones de muestras de cabello es que simplemente usando un microscopio no se miran los detalles que se necesitan para ver si alguien es culpable o inocente. Después de casos de este mismo tipo, ya no se vale legalmente evidencias de tipo de pelo en corte. Para poder decir que alguien es culpable o inocente de un crimen tal como el señor Durham, debemos asegurarnos de que las muestras han sido examinadas correctamente y sin influencias del mundo exterior para evitar corrupción. Para poder basar una decisión tal como esta en solo un sospechoso, hay que tener bastante evidencia críticamente. Desde la Universidad de Nuevo México, gracias WTZO.
Thank you, Professor Lopez.
Now into your local weather.
Hang all the mistletoe, I'm gonna get to know you better this Christmas. And as we trim the tree, how much fun